Hi everyone, Pete Fallico here. I've been asked to say a few words about Clifford Coulter. You see his poster behind me. This year we're giving him the Jazz Organ Fellowship Award. He deserves it. He's a legend, not just locally, but worldwide. You know, years ago he hooked up with a guitar player by the name of Mel Brown, and Mel Brown was with Impulse Records, and they played, and they heard Clifford in this environment with this crazy, funky guitar player, and they realized that this was something they should capitalize on. So they gave him a contract, and Clifford started making records for Impulse. They're treasures, hard to find, but people all over the world know who I'm talking about. Clifford Coulter from right here in the Bay Area. He came here when he was about 12 years old, originally from Arizona, but a true music student, studied the saxophone and the guitar and the vibes and, of course, piano. He played the piano beautifully, but it all culminated in his attachment to the Hammond organ. He was a great Hammond organ player, and nobody sounded like him. He sounded like himself, and it's evidenced in these recordings. And when you saw him live back in the day, I'm talking about back in the day, you really got the message from Clifford Coulter. And I say back in the day because he shifted with the times. In the mid-70s, he moved on into the high-tech keyboards, and he was an innovator, kind of a pioneer. We all saw him in different rigs every time he would show up at, Tony Roma's or the Red Lion or wherever. You never knew what kind of keyboard Clifford was going to play. He was a genius with the technology of music and selecting musicians to play with him. Danny Hull, Chris Cain, Ron E Beck, vocalists like Raleigh Willis, Margot LeDuc, on and on and on. Clifford Coulter knew what music was all about, and he knew how to please his audiences, and he's doing it up until now in his own way. He may be sitting on his laurels right now, but he's still all about music.
Clifford Gene Coulter. Man, he and I became best friends on day 2 back in 1971 when I first met him. We used to gig together. As a matter of fact, Clifford was playing guitar back then, and he's a great guitarist. And we used to play with John Turk, another fine keyboard player. And we had a group in Oakland, and the club was packed 5 nights a week. We were the hot band. And also I liked about Clifford is he would always encourage me to take drum solos. And I used to get like 3 and 4 drum solos a night. I guess he liked the way I played the drums. I love Clifford. He's my big brother, and I wish him well. I also want to congratulate him on receiving the Organ Fellowship Award. He's very deserving of such an award. He did a lot of things for me in my life. He got me my first major label recording session down in LA. Took me with him. I was just hanging out with him, and they asked me to play, man. And I was on my way after that. So Cliff, Pete Fallico, all of you guys, thank you for such a great honor, and congratulations, Cliff, my brother. Love you. Peace.
I have many memories of playing with Clifford Coulter, all beautiful memories. Really taught me how to be a musician because I had to really think on my feet at all times. I think he knew and he felt that I could play with them, and it was deep, cool, and they gave me the opportunity to do it. Well, him and Danny, really, it was like the two of them when I first started playing. And if you call a tune like Poinciana or something, I would think, okay, great jazz tune. I would get my fake book or whatever the hell, and I would get my jazz tone, and then all of a sudden it would be like this funky thing that sounded like it was from, Stevie Wonder or something. So I had to really think on my feet at all times, and I think the fact that they didn't really clue me into stuff and just let me swim in a deep pool all the time really made me a better musician. And, and my equipment was, as a kid, was, suspect. So if my chord ever went or anything like that, Clifford would just go, "What, fix that right?" and shit. Be like, you know what I mean? He just was not messing with me, but just showing me what it's like to be in the real world of a musician, where it's not safe all the time. You know what I mean? And you just have to be ready. So that might be 3 memories, but I have a zillion of them. tunes, you know what I mean? I have like memories of them calling tunes like the Charlie Parker tune, Opera Vav or something, and then playing it at a tempo that I don't even think Charlie Parker played that, you know, it's just, or him taking solos on like the zither patch, you know, instead of the organ tone or the piano thing. You know, you take a solo on the strangest instrument on there and then just rock your, you know, behind it. So.
I have vivid memories of hearing Clifford in the early 70s. I was a beginner then, so naturally I was blown away by Clifford's musicianship. But his personality made an equally great impression on me. One incident stands out. Clifford was playing an afternoon duo gig with Billy Ingram at a small bar in Palo Alto. Between tunes, some guy started heckling Clifford. I believe the guy actually used the N-word. But Clifford wasn't even fazed. He got on the mic and made fun of the guy, but not Don Rickles style, not in a way to really humiliate him. The guy shut right up, and by the end of the gig, Clifford was sitting and drinking with that guy like they were old friends. I've never seen anything like it before or since. But when I told my friend Mike McKevitt about it, he said Clifford did that kind of thing all the time. His music and personality were so strong and had so much humanity that he could diffuse any situation and win anyone over. In case he sees this video, I just want to add, get well soon, Clifford.
Hello there. My name is Dave Matthews, and like many of us, I'm another fan of Clifford Coulter. Cliff is not only a beautiful musician, but he's actually a beautiful person too. And I feel privileged to know him, and I feel blessed that I've had a chance to play a few gigs with him. Wishing him the very best and sending a lot of love out to you, Cliff. All right.
Hi, this is Danny Hull, and I want to make a little statement here about my friend Clifford Coulter, who I've known since the early 70s. I used to go watch him play at the Players Lounge, and then he played at Romans out on Bascom Avenue with Odia Coates, and his organ playing was just, there was nothing like it. It just inspired me, and so this year, if you go to jazzfellowship.org on the 8th of August, Pete Fallico is going to give him an award, Clifford an award this year, and it's going to be fantastic. Now we don't know if there's going to be people performing, but there's rumors about Chester Thompson and some other really well-known people playing. But anyway, I just wanted to tell you, Clifford Coulter, the deal that stopped him from playing the organ after all of these years is we got a gig up at this place called Sebastian's, which is up on the top floor of this big 18th story building on Bascom Avenue, and right next to the freeway. You can always see it there. And so the elevator went to the 17th floor, and then there was about another big floor and a half where the elevator didn't go to, and we had to play up there. And so moving that organ, it's if you've ever tried to lift a B3 organ and then a Leslie speaker, you'll know what I'm talking about. But there's Clifford and me and Ronnie Beck trying to lift this B3 organ up the last floor and a half to get up to Sebastian's. And I remember Ronnie Beck twisted his ankle, and we just were huffing and puffing, and we barely made it up there. And that's when Clifford said, "I will never touch the organ again, ever in my life." And he didn't for about 20 years. Then he started playing it again. But I just wanted to give you that little story about my dear friend Clifford Coulter. I've worked with him in so many clubs, and I love him so much. And that's all I have to say right now. Thank you. Bye-bye.
On August the 27th, his good buddy Chester C.T. Thompson with special guest Ernie Watts, Barry Finnerty on guitar, Darrell Green on the drums. We're going to pay tribute to Clifford Coulter, and we're going to do it through a live stream courtesy of the Piedmont Piano Company and their studio sessions. So dig it on the 27th, that's a Thursday, of August. Tune in, go to Piedmont Piano Company, find their concerts, look for the Chester Thompson Quartet, hit that, and you can watch us and hear us pay tribute to Clifford Coulter live via stream. Okay, thanks so much. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, we're here for you. The Piedmont Piano Company studio live sessions, the Jazz Organ Fellowship. Yeah, you can help us out. We've got our PayPal account, jazzorganfellowship@gmail.com. Or for you young and hipper kids, we've got the Cash App. We are $Jazz Organ Fellowship. Hey, let's talk soon. Bye-bye.